Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to design YouTube thumbnail for your YouTube channels. So if you are a beginner, this video is going to be super simple for you to design. And to the YouTube channel holders, this video is also going to be very beneficial to you. You can actually design your own thumbnails from scratch. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Alright, so before we start designing our YouTube thumbnail, I would like to break down all the elements that comes into play when you are designing YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so the first thing that we will consider is background. I'll be showing what background means in the video. So the first thing we are going to look at is the background. Background is the working space or the materials on which other design elements sit on. So apart from the background, we have text. Text is just the typography that you use on your design. Then we have shapes and lines too. Then of course we have images that are in PNG form. PNG form means they are transparent. Then some thumbnails also use textures, and it's not every YouTube that they employ this graphic design element into. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you here is the sample of what thumbnails look like. So I have downloaded some samples from online. So this is the first one that I want you guys to look at. So the first thing that you'll be considering will be I hope you guys can see my screen. So the first thing we'll be considering is the background. So background is basically the working area, like this particular space over here. That's the background. It is the space on which the design sits on. Alright, so the next thing is the typography. Typography basically means what you use, like the text is over here, professional, creative, Fiverr, gig, design, blah blah blah. Yes, so this is the text or the typography. Then we also have shapes. So if you can see where order now is, you can see order now is sitting on a particular rounded rectangle. So that is what we call shape. And also this yellow line here is also called a shape. Now the textures I'm talking about is not used in every thumbnail design, but this particular one is having a texture which is here. If you can see, this is a texture. All right, so let me show you another example for thumbnail, then we quickly. All right, so this is another thumbnail. This is not the actual thumbnail size for YouTube, but I'm considering it to be a thumbnail. Now this guy also used shapes here, this circular shape here, then he used the typography and a rectangular shape, or in another words we can call this the background to the typography, which is the text. Alright, then another element over here. Then the images that I talked about is this particular image over here, this handsome guy there. Alright, so alright, let's start our design now. Before you start any design, there is the need for you to choose the size of your design. And if you are using pixellab like I am using, there is, look at these three dots over here, go to these three dots. So before that I have created a YouTube video on how to navigate through the features of the pixellab. So if you want to know how to use pixellab and be familiar with the interface, make sure you watch that video, then you continue with this particular one. So let's continue. So click on these three dots here, then you get options down here. I think option 4, 1 2 3 4 5. Option 5, go to image size and you see custom. So in pixellab it has preset for you that you can choose. Click on the arrow down and choose YouTube thumbnail, YouTube channel. Okay, sorry, this choose YouTube thumbnail. So the size for YouTube thumbnail is 1280 by width and height is 720. Okay, click on OK and you are set to go. So this is the working interface or the working area, also called the canvas of the design. All right, so right now I'm using white color, but for the tutorial sake I'm going to use this white background. I don't know if I should change it though, but let me just quickly do some manipulations. This is not compulsory though, so let me just do manipulations and we continue with the video. Alright guys, so I'm done manipulating the background. I would like to go with this particular background. And how do I achieve this? I came to colors here, so you click on this particular button here, then you come to color. The color, you click on gradient, you click on this plus icon here, then you choose the color you want to use. Choosing the color, you have to click on this particular side, then you click here. So I click and I choose the color that I want to use and I click OK. The same thing, you come back to this particular side, the darker side, then you click on it, click here, click, then you choose the color too as well, then you click OK and click OK again, then you are done. Alright, so I'm done with my background. What is next? The next thing I'm going to do is the text. So the text that I want to include in my design, in my thumbnail design, is thumbnail that will get you the most view. Alright, this is my typography. So I'm going to click on this particular A here, this A. I'm going to click on A, then text. Then I will double click on this or come to edit. So I'm going to edit it. So my edit, the first thing I'm going to write is thumbnail. Alright, so click OK. Then I'm going to increase the size too as well. Then I'm going to change the font. So this is where you change the font. Come here, click on my font, then I will choose the font that I want to use. Alright, so let's just assume this is the font that I want to use. So I'll click it and position it well. Right, so I'm going to make it big enough for people to see it from like a distance. Alright, so I'm going to click on this particular spacing just to increase the space between them. So I'm coming to click on the plus or minus to reduce the spacing between them. So sorry about that. I'm clicking on the plus to increase the space. Once you see the space is increased but it's also increasing the size, you can actually decrease the size too as well. Alright, so I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to the next text, which is that will get. Alright, that will get. So I'll copy this same text here, I'll copy it and bring it to the same beneath it. I want it to be aligned with the previous one so that the design can look neat. So this is one of the principles of principles of design, sorry. So I'm going to double click on it to change the text to that will get. Alright, so that will get. Now this time around I want to decrease the size so that I'll bring it here. I'll increase the size a bit and position it in the middle. So I'll copy this again, then I will increase the size, then double click on it. Then I'm going to change this one to the most view. So this one to in caps, the most view. All right. So as you can see, I have used the same kind of font, which is making the design so static. So I would like to change the font of the middle text. That will get. So I'm coming back to this font and I'll click on it, then click on my font here, then I'll choose different fonts. So click on, let me choose Montserrat regular. This is the font that I am using, right? Then I'll click on OK. So as you can see, it is done. So I would like to reduce this spacing between the middle text. So I will come back to spacing. This is spacing. I'll click on spacing and reduce it a bit. Alright. So bring it, position it in the middle. So I am done with my typography. So what is next? The next thing is to include shapes. It's not compulsory though, but it makes the design looks amazing and it stands out. Alright, so the next thing is to bring shapes. The shape that I would like to use will be a rectangle. So I'll come to this side and click on shapes. The same way you can click on this plus icon and click on shapes here. Right, so I'll click on this square here and I'm going to drag it a little bit to make it a rectangle. Now I have an idea that I want to do, that is to make this text slant a bit. So I'm going to make this particular text slant a bit. So this is the anchor that you can hold to rotate your this particular side. That's what you can use to rotate your text. So I want it to rotate this way and this one to the same and this one to the same. Right, so because of that I'll click on this shape and rotate this one too. I'm going to send it on top of the middle text. Alright, so it seems not to be slanted in the same angle with this particular one. So what am I going to do next? I'm going to send this shape to the back of the text. So how can I do that? I'll click here because my shape is already selected, so I'll click here, then I'll click on send to back. Alright, then I have sent it to back. Because it is white and the text is also white, you will not see the text. So what do I have to do? I'll come to color, this color, then I will enable it and you can see the color is now showing. So what color do I want to use? I would like to use I would like to use this color just for the sake of the tutorial. Alright, yes, so I would like to bolden the text too a bit. So how do I bolden the text? I'll come to style here, which is B, then I'll bold it and click the check mark. Alright, so the most view, once you are done positioning this, the next thing you have to do is to choose the color that you want to use for the typography. Now I would like to maintain the white color, but for the view here I would like to change the color to a different color. So the color that I will be using will be, oh sorry about that, I'll click here and I'll click color. Then I'll come back to view, then I will change the color to color that people can see the difference. All right, so this is view, but I want to brighten the view a bit. Okay, so, and because of the view here, I would like to change the background color of the shape to blue. Alright, so this is actually a simple design. Alright, so if you want to watch more on this particular thumbnail design that will be looking very amazing, like with more elements on board, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload a video like this, you'll be the first to get the notification. Alright, so I am done with my text. So the next thing will be the shapes, the images, sorry, that I would like to use. So I have downloaded and imported the image too as well. I'm just going to bring it on board. Right, so how do you choose this particular image? Now you have to know what text you would like to include on your design. Okay, so this particular one, because I want people to see the view very clearly, or the view is what is going to drive the traffic, so I am coming to download this image. I actually got this image on Pinterest, so you can equally get your images from there, and make sure your images are high quality images. Alright, so this is basically how to design simple thumbnails, and because I'm using pixellab, I'm going to include pixellab features on it, then we are done. Alright guys, so you just have to keep manipulating this text until you get the perfect layout that you want. Okay, so I think this is good for me, and for the sake of the tutorial, then I will keep it this way. The next thing I'm going to do, like I said earlier, is to import the pixellab, because I'm using pixellab. So I'll just go and bring the pixellab on board. So I'm using the black pixellab. Okay, so if you want me to share the link to this pixellab, kindly comment pixellab in the comment section so that I will share this pixellab with you. Alright, so once again, if you are new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload a video like this, you'll be the first person to get notified. Alright, so this is basically what we want to do in this video, and if you want to learn more complex thumbnail designs, subscribe. See you in my next video.